Global trade finance is broken and XDC is the fix, folks. Look at this X Finance Bull, programmable invoices, global pilots, and near zero fees on a layer 1 built for enterprises. Now, this is the fix that we want. We should be getting out of the paper era, the era where trees are cut. We need a digital change. We need a revolution, and that revolution is XDC in the world of finance, folks. That's how you unlock $5 trillion plus in liquidity sitting idle. Legacy won't survive this shift. Obviously, legacy can only survive this shift if they integrate themselves with the solution, with the blockchain solution, with DLT, and every sector involved, folks. When it comes to global trade finance, they need to align with XDC network and what it stands for to stand the test of time because we need change. Look at this. Now, why do we need that? Now, really interesting pointers over here. The bullish points on XDC tokenizing invoices in trade finance, the broken trade finance, mind you. Superior to legacy paper replaces slow, costly physical processes, weeks per month via couriers with instant digital tokens on XDC's fast layer 1 blockchain. More than 2000 TPS, near zero fees, slashing inefficiencies in the $30 trillion global trade system. So, folks, imagine this. Such a huge trade system, $30 trillion plus. Imagine we still have to go through all these hassles, all these blockades. We cannot even achieve the ends that we want, folks, without so many hassles. And this needs to change because if you do not, the world will remain far behind, folks. That's for sure. We need this change. The economy is falling. You know what's happening. Enhanced efficiency and automation. Smart contracts enable programmable invoices for real time tracking, automated settlements, hours versus weeks, and seamless compliance. Yeah, with standards like ISO 20022, MLETR via platforms like TradeFinex and TradeTech. Folks, in an era where we have artificial intelligence, in an era which always talks about Internet of Things, we do not even have automated settlements. We are still relying on manual labor most of the time, folks. So obviously, we need automated settlements and we need transparency. We need to rely on a structure that is accountable, that is transparent, and XDC Network is bringing that to the game along with compliance, which is a part and parcel of its philosophy, of its ethos, be it the MLETR endorsed by the United Nations or the ISO 20022 standard. XDC network is dependent on compliance. Boosted liquidity and access. Tokenization unlocks capital through fractional ownership, secondary trading, and broader investor participation, closing the 2.5 to $5 trillion financing gap, especially for SMEs. Folks, this gap, imagine this gap, 2.5 to $5 trillion. Imagine if XDC only moves or disrupts a small percentage of this gap. We're not even talking about 100%, 2.5 or 5 trillion. We're talking about 2%, 5%, 10%. I mean, that is still amazing in my opinion, and imagine the value of what XDC would stand for if it ultimately achieves this. Obviously, it depends on how the team plans out in the future, but obviously, if developments happen and this value is achieved, I mean, the sky is the limit then. Reduced fraud and costs. Immutable blockchain records minimize risks and intermediaries, cutting expenses while ensuring transparency and trust in cross border transactions. Folks, this trust can be built in cross border transactions if we cut out the middlemen, if we cut out the intermediaries. And this can only happen with immutable blockchain records, obviously, folks. You want records which cannot be played around with, which cannot be manipulated, because there are so many frauds in this process. If you fund a certain project, if you fund it, you know that how much embezzlement happens throughout the globe. So this ends that, obviously. Real world adoption and pilots. Growing ecosystem with tokenized assets like Trada, successful pilots in Latin America, SME financing, Asia, example Turkey, Ukraine e-bills, Africa, we're talking about key partnerships with SBI Group and Trade Trust driving global digitization. Now, this is what we're talking about, folks. The entire global community is involved, so many states involved, and there are so many stakeholders that can benefit from this, from regions to nation states. They can really benefit a lot from this era of digitization. This is awesome, folks. And this is why, folks, we're saying that XDC is here to fix that broken system, because the trade finance system is at this moment broken. It needs a change. Most tokens chase retail. XDC is quietly onboarding banks, regulatory SDKs, institutional workflows, and ISO 20022 messaging. XDC is built for integration, not speculation. Folks, most of the projects they are built, they rely on hype, they rely on shilling. The more you shill on X, the more the value will be apparently, but most of the time they dump as well. But what XDC is doing, it is bridging the gap between TradeFi and DeFi via its elements, interoperability, transparency, scalability, compliance, and institutional adoption ultimately, folks, which has to be achieved. It is connecting banks, blockchains, and legacy systems. Every transaction is traceable, no hidden contracts. It handles high volume of financial workloads with low fees and fast settlements. It is built to meet institutional and regulatory requirements without sacrificing decentralization. Now, this is an important part and an integral part of XDC network. Most of the people, they miss the fact that XDC network is not sacrificing decentralization. People are saying that it is a centralized project. But folks, the way XDC works is that it wants a trustless solution. A trustless solution is where no third parties are involved. Only in this way can the global trade finance arena be changed, and mass adoption can be achieved, as well as institutional adoption. Look at this. It is designed for real world trade finance, not just for mere crypto speculation, folks. Awesome. SDKs built for banks, compliance friendly by design. Okay, low friction equals higher adoption probability. XDC supports multiple programming languages and mobile platforms, making it accessible for existing developer teams. The friendlier the platform is, the much better performance it will give in the long haul. And it has got the best part about XDC is that it has got a hybrid model, a hybrid infrastructure, public private differentiation. The hybrid model lets banks use private ledgers while settling on public chains. So this gives it flexibility. Why does it matter? It reduces technical barriers, it increases the chances of actual deployment, not just testing. This is awesome, folks. The eyes of the future reflect XDC, folks. This is great. Let me share with you an interesting video over here. Look at this. This is from Whiteboard Guy, Justin. My thought on buying 50,000 XDC before 2025 runs out. A lot of you might ask that why should we buy XDC, or how much should we buy basically. So Whiteboard Guy says that my thoughts on buying 50,000 XDC before 2025 runs out. Let's see what he has to offer.
Today, I want to share my honest thoughts on buying 50,000 XDC tokens, why I think it's one of the smartest long-term moves an investor can make, and why I personally believe this project is still massively.
By the way, this is the latest video, October 11th, 2025.
Undervalued. Well, before getting into the discussion, please support this page by following up and sharing this video. Without much saying, let's get into the discussion. When you hear XDC network, what you're really looking at is a blockchain built for the real world. It's not about flashy marketing or viral trends. It's about utility, scalability, and real-world adoption. The XDC network was designed specifically to support trade finance and the tokenization of real-world assets, also known as RWAs. And this is huge because RWAs are the next big narrative in crypto. We're talking about the digital representation of physical things like property, bonds, commodities, and even government assets on the blockchain. Now, here's what makes XDC so impressive. It's an EVM-compatible blockchain, which means it works seamlessly with Ethereum-based tools and smart contracts. But it takes things a step further by using a delegated proof-of-stake consensus mechanism, a model that offers high-level security, faster transactions, and better scalability than many older networks out there. We're not talking about a network that clogs up during heavy traffic or charges insane gas fees. XDC is built for efficiency. But here's something that really stands out, the Layer 2 subnet system. This allows users to create sovereign and privacy-preserving sidechains that still inherit the mainnet security. So imagine this, a financial institution, a government agency, or a big enterprise can have its own private chain with custom permissions and rules, while still enjoying the strength and reliability of the XDC mainnet. That's next-level blockchain architecture. This is why I say XDC is not a crypto trend. It's a real blockchain ecosystem built for businesses, institutions, and the future of digital assets. Now, let's get into the investing side because this is where it gets really interesting. As of now, XDC already has a multi-billion-dollar market cap, which shows how established it is. But here's the thing, despite being this strong and this real, Binance hasn't listed it yet. And if you've been in the crypto space long enough, you know what a Binance listing means. It's like the green light for massive exposure. It's the signal that wakes up whales, brings in institutions, and attracts global liquidity. We've seen it happen again and again. A solid project gets listed on Binance, and suddenly the trading volume explodes, the price rallies, and the project gains worldwide recognition. So imagine this, the day Binance lists XDC, we could see massive upward momentum. It's not a question of if it will happen, it's a matter of when. Let's talk about the magic number 50,000 tokens. At today's price, that might not seem like a big deal. It might just look like a moderate investment or a small bag sitting in your wallet. But here's what most people don't realize. When you're holding something with strong fundamentals like XDC, time becomes your greatest weapon. In my opinion, this is one of those projects that rewards patience and conviction. If you hold through the noise, through the sideways market, through the uncertainty, you might just be one of the few who reap the rewards when the rest of the world finally catches up. So yes, I'm bullish on XDC. And yes, I believe that holding 50,000 tokens could be one of the best financial decisions an investor can make. Because in crypto, it's not always about who buys first. It's about who holds long enough to see their conviction pay off. So those are my thoughts on buying 50,000 XDC tokens. It's not financial advice, just one investor's conviction about a project that I truly believe has the potential to reshape how blockchain connects to the real world. XINFIN's XDC network is an enterprise-ready, Layer 1, EVM-compatible, open-source, hybrid blockchain protocol specializing in tokenization for real-world decentralized finance. It uses a special type of delegated proof-of-stake, XDCs, for consensus to ensure quick transaction times, minimal gas fees, and a remarkable 2,000 plus transactions per second, TPS. XDC network is backed by the XDC community, leading to the formation of the XDC Foundation, which was established in 2021 to promote the growth and adoption of XDC through collaboration with a community of developers, trade experts, and content creators. XDC Network is a high-performance blockchain platform built for enterprise use in trade finance and asset tokenization. It uses the XINFIN delegated proof-of-stake, XDCs, consensus mechanism, which involves validators performing a small amount of proof-of-work, POW, when proposing a new block to achieve consensus. This method ensures the network consumes minimal energy and is highly resistant to spamming. XDC's delegated proof of stake also uses real-time voting to choose a pool of validators who are responsible for the following: ensuring the integrity of the XDC network, converting transactions into legitimate blocks, keeping their notes in sync with the network all the time, reward mechanism. In each 900 block iteration, known as an epoch, a checkpoint block is created solely for implementing.
Indeed, folks, so much happening over here. Comtech gold, tokenization of gold, basically. And so much happening over here. We just need good, legit projects to be built on top of XDC along with its natural use cases in the world of trade finance.
Reward processes. This block, referred to as the block signer, holds all block signatures. Block signers are responsible for tallying the number of signatures sent to the smart contract during the epoch, and rewards are based on the number of signatures associated with a masternode. Block creators are chosen in a circular and sequential order, ensuring every masternode holder has an equal opportunity to create and sign a block. In the current XDPRS implementation, if a masternode fails to create a block, there's a 10-second delay before the next masternode in the sequence takes its turn.
Awesome, folks. A really, really interesting video over here, and let me follow
Today, I
along
want to
with
share my
as
honest
well
thoughts on
if you
buying
watch this
50,000
video.
XDC tokens, why I think it's
Yeah, interesting video, folks. I really appreciate good videos and good research or good take on good utility gems like XDC, hybrid architecture excellence, permissioned gasless subnets, cross-chain seamless integration, efficiency and speed gains, enterprise adoption boost. This is awesome. Look at this. Think of the XDC network like Amazon, but for RWA stores. The more stores on the network, the more demand for XDC. So look at this as a store. The more RWA assets, the more the demand for XDC will be, obviously. So you can call it the marketplace for RWAs in the future. Entire systems might be built on top of it, folks. So this is what we're talking about. Currently at 6 cents. I do not know what the price is at the moment or what the price would be at the time of the recording or publishing. But according to this post, it is currently 6 cents and the momentum is building. With growing adoption and strong real world utility, XDC network is gaining serious attention. Big institutions are noticing too. The future looks bright for XDC, folks. And obviously, XDC has got a lot of room to grow, a lot of potential, and it is here to fix this broken system. Look at this, it is active as well. It is official account of XDC. XDC network presents T-Cube tokenization, trade, and treasury. New York City, folks. And this is always good for exposure. Industry pioneers and financial leaders will gather for the T-Cube, basically, tokenization, trade, and treasury. And XDC network wants to change all of them. What do you guys think about XDC, folks? Can it fix a broken system? I would really like your opinions. Do hit the comment box below and let the community know. Anyways, guys, this was it for the video. If you liked it, make sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification icon if you're interested in utility coins and potential gems. And you can also support the channel by checking out Patreon by following the link in the description box below. Until next time, stay blessed and stay tuned. Thank you very much, everyone.